Parents of our Libra babies, thank you so much for tuning in to Parental Guidance for January 2019. Please be sure to watch the welcome video for this month so that you can learn more about the incentive on how your child can receive their yearly overview for 2019. I feel really impressed to pray for your little person. It could vary, and this is a general read, so it may not apply to each Libra child. But the overall theme is, in January, it's like your child leaves themselves susceptible. They're open, and their kindness, right there. It's like I say the words even before looking at the cards, but their kindness is taken advantage of, or their trust or whatever is violated. And I ask for protection of mind and heart and body and soul. Covering, that your child makes better choices ahead of time. This is in December, so I pray that, this can even be avoided if it's something that's more heinous. My thoughts and feelings are just a sense of covering and protection for your child in advance. Maybe as a parent you can be mindful and watchful and ask now about the relationships in your child's life. Not to make anyone paranoid, but I just sense that they're being taken advantage of, and their kindness is being manipulated, and ultimately it ends up with the Libra child having to forgive themselves. And I don't know what it is, but I wish I could just do something to avoid it, so this isn't a pain that they have to experience in their life. Whatever it is, I don't know, but just in advance, I just feel the need to put out a level of comfort, care, protection, and love to them, okay? We have the peacock in reverse, and I'll show you the picture, but I'm just wanting to give you a moment so you can read that. It speaks of vision, wisdom, beauty, and guardianship. And the fact that it's upside down, it just tells me that for whatever reason, their vision is not clear. There's a level of apathy, or they're not protected. Like their guard is down. They're not being able to see clearly. Now they have the silver card, and when I first saw that, I was like, "Ooh, silver!" I think of colloidal silver, which is also, healing for the heart in the body. This card speaks of peace, persistence, calming nervous tensions, bringing serenity, flushing toxicity from the body, from the blood and the tissues, healing the heart, balancing the hormonal function, and bringing clarity for sure. So this is, it also is great for protection and grounding. So, if you have the color silver, or if you have silver, maybe just grace this over your child, or, point this in the direction of your child, whatnot, just to offer a new level of protection and grounding within them. Alleviating nervous tension, anxiety. Their challenge for the month of January, they have the Amazonite card, also known as the Artist Stone. But they have this card in reverse. In the upright, it speaks of peace, serenity, spiritual connection, balance, perception, and creativity, not clarity. It says that your current confusion and frustration are a result of the emotional instability, which has caused you to see things from an imbalanced perspective. This has all come about because you have allowed yourself to become physically, emotionally, and mentally drained. The beautiful healing energies that radiate from this Amazonite crystal will help restore your balance, peace, and clarity. Let go of all concerns and trust. Your desire will soon manifest. So I'm going to finish. Well, let me just say this. It could be that your child, it's the same energy. Either your child has done too much for other people. They put themselves out there if they're involved in like student council or something like that, but they put themselves out there in a way that they got burned out, that they were taken advantage of, that they were open. You know, there's definitely an open door that would have allowed their energy to become drained, for them to not be able to see clearly. So it's like something, them giving, out of their giving, they've been burned. Okay? Does that make sense? Out of their giving to others, they get burned. They either their energy is drained, or they let a friend drive your car and it gets in an accident. I'm not trying to freak you guys out, but I'm just thinking of scenarios. They, delegate something to somebody else. They give their toy to somebody else and they break it. They do something that they're not supposed to do, that you told them that they're not supposed to do. They don't listen to you and it bites them in the butt. So just something where they put themselves out there and they get taken advantage of, and then they have to work through that hurt. Okay? That's the energy that I'm seeing for your Libra child in January. However it manifests, that's what it is. Kind of frustrated, so that's what's going on there. Now they have, is this card talking about surrender? No, it says serenity. Their energy, they have the surrender card in reverse. And I really see this, it says, I can release my need for control. I really see a lot of the shoulda, woulda, couldas, or trying to grasp control over something that was in the past. It is no longer in their control, okay? And I'm saying okay a lot just as a means to, connect with you. So I really, really sense that they are beating themselves up in some shape or fashion about something that is no longer in their control. Let me see. The majority of your control is through the power of influence. You can lead by example. Every soul has its own unique path, and it's not your job to dictate it. It says that your soul too has a path, and you possess the power to control it, but you must surrender to the illusion that you have control over another, or even the outcome of certain things. It could be that they're trying to control other people, their outcomes, or I just really get this shoulda, woulda, coulda, that they wish that they could have changed somebody else's actions or the outcome of something external outside of themselves that they wish they had control over, and they don't, and it bothers them. I guess their goal overall is I know it says it's to be kind, but I'm still here. I'm just thinking. They may be cautious in the future. They want to be kind. They want to take stock of. They want to do the right thing. They want to hold themselves accountable to the role that they played in it. Being kind, not to blame others for what they kind of allowed to let happen to some extent. And I use that very loosely, but instead of them putting the blame on the other person, they are, and tearing down the other person, they are willing to acknowledge the role that they may have played in this instance. It may be your trust that was betrayed by your child. Maybe they were in a mood of disobedience, and they are, coming to themselves like, okay, I need to get in mom and dad's good graces and do what I'm supposed to do, do what I'm told, clean my room, something of that nature. In the first week of January, they have the Here and Now card in reverse. And to me, it's just, maybe they're dwelling in the past. They're not in the present. This is what it looks like in the upright. But it says, wondering if things could have or should have been better. Whenever you find yourself longing for the good old days, you leak power. The same is true looking too far ahead and hoping the future will provide you with destiny. Driven by ambition, you might too wander in a place with no substance and forget that you are here today. The past and the future are illusions. Whenever you leave the present moment, you're disconnecting from your inherent power. Neither past or present can give you what you need. Now is all that counts. Come back from those eternities and be here now. All will be well. Miracles will appear as if the magic is all will be well, and miracles will appear as if by magic in the perfect timing of spirit. So that's what it is. I just see this shoulda, woulda, coulda. I see it. I don't know what it's pertaining to, but I just see them beating themselves up over something. In the second week, this could go one or two ways. Either they're doing extra stuff for other people, but I don't see that. I see them blaming the other people. Like, is it possible that you may be focusing too much on other people right now, trying too hard to, be helpful? I don't know. I see them either they are trying to cover for other people, but there's definitely something where they are not taking ownership of what they are supposed to do. I see them not being centered, not being grounded, not being respectful to the present energy at hand. It's like, stop worrying about them. Stop worrying externally. Stop looking out at other people. What about you? You're not helping by freeing, him or her of responsibility. You're also not doing yourself any favors if you, and you just might be adding an even greater strain. I don't know. It could be taken multiple ways. Either they're trying to cover for somebody. They're trying to get into somebody's good graces. Instead of just taking ownership, they're just doing extra. Instead of just taking ownership. Instead of just being in the present. Instead of being here now and calling it what it is. They're doing extra in that second week. Thankfully, by the third week in January, they get it together. They figure it out, and there's some healing that takes place. They have the mending card. It speaks of forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. They could be arguing with you. I know that this is some kind of parent involvement. I don't know why I get, them not. I just get the sense that, especially those who are older, they do something that violates the parents' trust, and they have to make amends. They have to pay the consequences for their action and say, hey, Mom, Dad, I'm wrong. I'm sorry I yelled at you. I'm sorry I did X, Y, and Z. I'm sorry I tried to cover for my friends. And they kind of grow up a little bit. I just see them fixing it. Working on themselves, taking some time to be introspective about their role, and being honest, being forthcoming, forthright, just putting all the cards on the table and just doing what they need to fix this and make it right, okay? Finally, in the final week of January, and there's no really hard starts or stops to these weekly cards. And this is a general read as well. Something comes in. Let's say they crashed your car if they're old enough. You get a letter from the insurance company that it's not that bad, or the balance is going to be paid, or it all works out. Maybe I don't know why I'm thinking of these really bad scenarios, like they stole something at school. I'm not trying to freak you guys out, but I definitely, it's major for your family. It's a violation of trust because, the child, and they're not bad, they just, they got to learn their journey and they made a choice. So, I just see whatever it is, it's working out. Maybe they did something wrong at school and they have to fix it. Maybe they let peer pressure get the best of them, and they did something at school that they weren't supposed to, or at daycare, or I don't know. I just see them fixing it. I see a relief, a sign, pointing the way to your highest good. I just see something coming through for them in the final week to just say, hey, kid, it's good. You're okay. I see grace. I see a sign of grace in the final week of January. Spiritual growth. That is what is changing. Your child is learning something through all of this. Hello. Hooray. So some spiritual growth is coming in as their what's changing for them, their transition. The solution is forgiveness. They have the release all anger card in the reverse. It says, don't give power to negative words by saying them. Speak from your higher self and make your communications peaceful and loving. I think more than anything, there's forgiveness. They're coming from a place where they have to own up to their part. And just forgive themselves, ask for forgiveness. That's what I'm getting. And in this, how you can help, I don't know. I hate to say it's so nonchalant, but I just want to say, just be grateful. I don't know why I feel the need to say it could be worse. But I see this is you, dad and mom. This is your child. And you're just just have gratitude that they came back to you and apologize. Receive them. Openness. Be open. Be thankful. A grateful heart is like a magnet drawing toward it in a wealth of abundance. I just see your child apologizing, whatever it is. And because you take this stance of gratitude and openness and receptivity and receiving your child and saying it's okay. I know you didn't mean it. We all got to grow together. You're restoring that peace and that connection. So just forgive as well. I see that as, what's happening for you. Now let's get to you. Good stuff. You have the Alchemist in reverse. Normally this speaks of goals and direction and, just dedicated to a process. Let me put it in the upright so you can actually see it better. This guy is planning, painstakingly. He's setting, he has goals, he has a vision, he sees what he wants to do. But you have it in reverse and you're like, Perhaps the wind gets knocked out of your sails for whatever reason. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger. It says we can also seek out knowledge, opportunity, and challenge. It is not necessarily necessary to merely allow life to happen to us. Something knocks you off your game. Something knocks, maybe it's a situation with your child, but just something, it's one of those feelings. And you're being asked to just stay the course. This card is saying, a reminder to stay focused on the goal and to continually apply the required self-discipline. All will be worth it, Dad and Mom, in the end. It could be work related. Just something has really knocked you out of your sail, you know, just knocked you off a little bit, and it just took your energy with it. But it's temporary, okay? It's just saying, you know, whatever it is, don't allow it to take your energy away from you. Stay the course. And you also have the I am laser focused card. So, you know, it's asking you to stay on task, complete that action, that goal. You know, that's what it's saying. And it's just funny because, and I have to show it to you because it's the truth. You know, both of these pages talks about goals. You know, over here it talks about being focused. And this card is about being focused. So, hang in there. You can do it. I also wanted to point out that, you know, if you cross-watch, that's the buzzword. It's almost like the Virgos had the gratitude. No. It was like this card was gratitude, and this card here was surrender. So I thought that was pretty cool that those cards all kind of, you know, they're connected. And, you know, those buzzwords between those two signs being so close together. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for watching so much. Sorry that this was so long-winded. May it bless you. I just had to really get that out and make it as clear as I possibly could. So thanks again for watching. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll see you in February. Take care.